If you are a millennial and you've been looking for a plan or a system on what you should be doing with your money, that way you can build wealth, you are in the right place, because that's exactly what I'm going to be going over today step by step. So make sure you watch this video until the end. What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh from the MinorityMindset.com, where money minds rethink rich. Millennials have to face some unique challenges now that many generations before them did not have to deal with, like student loans and a drying up social security fund and pensions that are going away. So if you are a millennial or a generation Zer and you've been trying to figure out what you need to do with your money right now, that way you can build your wealth and start achieving this financial freedom, well, there are 5 things that you need to do, and I'm going to be going over all 5 of these things. But before I do that, I need you to do me a quick favor and smash that thumbs up button below. The very first thing you got to do in order to have this sort of financial freedom is you got to know how to save your money smartly. So if you do not have $2,000 saved up in a savings account right now, the next thing you got to do before you spend another penny is you got to save up $2,000 fast, because if you do not have $2,000 saved up, you are in a financial danger zone. Because if anything bad happens, if your AC goes out, if your car breaks down, you're gonna have to go into debt to fund these repairs. So you got to start by saving $2,000 as fast as possible. Now the reason why I say save smartly is because there's a reason why you should be saving your money, and this is what you have to understand. Many of us grow up, including me, being told that you just need to save money because that's the smart thing to do financially. You go to work, you earn some money, and then you want to save some money because these savings are what is going to make you rich. It's what's going to make you wealthy if you can have a big fat bank account. But the reality is your savings will never make you wealthy. If we're talking 30, 40 years ago, when bank accounts used to pay you 5, 6, 7, maybe 10% a year in interest on your savings, sure, now you can save more money because the bank is paying you to save money. But right now, we are in a generation where banks pay you next to nothing to save your money at the bank. So when you save your money at the bank, your money is just sitting there flat. It's not growing while the price of everything else around you keeps going up. So if you just save all of your money, you are effectively becoming poorer because the value of your savings are being diluted each and every day. This whole concept is called inflation. So you do not want to just be saving your money blindly. You want to save your money smartly because your savings are not there to make you wealthy. At this point, you're probably wondering, if your savings are not there to make you money, why in the world would you save any money? Well, you want to be saving smartly, which means you should be saving money for 3 reasons only. You want to save money for an emergency, you should be saving money for a big purchase, and you should be saving money to make an investment. If you are saving your money just to save it, and your savings don't fall into one of these 3 categories, meaning saving money for an emergency, saving money for a big purchase, or saving money for an investment, you are just wasting your money because your money is sitting there flat, it is dying, while everything else is getting more expensive. So let's start with the first one, saving your money for an emergency. What you want to do is start by saving a minimum of $2,000 ASAP, because if you don't have $2,000 saved up, you are in a financial danger zone. After you save $2,000, what you want to be doing is you want to save somewhere between 3 months and 12 months worth of expenses. So figure out how much your life is costing you every single month, add it all up, and then take that number, that monthly number, multiply it by 3 or 6 or 12, depending on how conservative or kind of how risky you are, and now that's how much money you should be saving. That should be your savings goal. Once you hit that savings goal, put that money in a savings account and do not touch it unless you hit a financial emergency. The money is just there to protect you from going into debt when something bad happens. So if you lose your job, if your kid breaks their arm, if your window breaks, you have some cash to fall back on, then we don't have to worry about how you're going to find this money, and you don't have to worry about going into debt. When we talk about saving money for a big purchase, you want to make sure that you can afford what you're buying. I'll talk more about that later this video. And when we talk about saving your money for investments, this is where the real wealth is built. Wealthy people become wealthy and stay wealthy by using their money the right way, meaning by investing their money into things that are going to make them more wealthy. I'll be talking more about that in just a minute as well, but this is where you have to understand that if you want to use your money the right way, it all starts by saving your money the right way. The second thing you want to do after you start building the savings cushion is you want to build a financial system, because now when you get paid, you want to have a plan for your money. The way that most financial planning works for the majority of people is they go to work, so they go to their job every single day, they make money, and then once they make this money, they spend this money, and then they wonder where all their money went. I don't want you to have this type of financial planning. I want you to have a plan for your money so you can tell every dollar that you earn where to go. This clueless financial planning is why the majority of people are broke, and it is a big no-no for the minority mindset. What I want you to do instead is to follow our 75, 15-10 plan, which says for every dollar that you earn from now on. So you go to work to make money, you run your business, you invest your money, whatever it is, anytime you get paid, your money is gonna flow through the system, which says that for every dollar that you earn, 75 cents is the maximum that you can spend, 15 cents is the minimum that you should be investing, and 10 cents is the minimum that you should be saving. Now you have a financial system. You know how much money that you can spend on your rent, your mortgage, your car, your clothes, your vacations, your food. You know how much money you should be putting aside towards your investments, and you know how much money you should be putting aside for your savings. Now, the thing that you want to understand about here, going back to what I said just a minute ago about why you don't want to be just saving your money just to save it, if you hit your savings goal and you don't need to save any more money, now what you can do is you can take this 10% and put it right here because you've already hit your savings goal. Now you can take more of this money and put it towards your investments because this is the thing that is going to make you wealthy. You can never get wealthy off of your salary because as soon as you stop working, you stop getting paid. You cannot get wealthy off of your savings because your savings are being diluted by inflation each and every day because life keeps getting more and more expensive while your savings don't grow. So if you just have a big savings account and you start pulling out of it, your savings are going to get smaller and smaller, and eventually it's going to go to zero. So the only way that you can really become wealthy is by investing your money into assets, which are things that are going to pay you for owning them, because as things get more expensive, you will hopefully continue to make more money. This is where wealthy people become wealthy, and this is how wealthy people stay wealthy. So I want you to be investing as much money as possible. I'll be talking about where in just a second, but you want to have this financial system because now you are paying yourself first. You're investing your money, you're saving your money first, and then you are spending whatever is left. What the majority of people do is they spend their money first, and if and only if there's any money left, that's when they think about saving, and that's when they think about investing. That's why the vast majority of people have virtually no savings and virtually no investments. I do not want you to think like the majority of people, which is why we're the minority mindset. This is what smart financial planning is all about, because now anytime you make money, you know exactly what to do with it. You don't just throw it in your bank account and just spend it if you see a fancy new TV on sale. You know how much you can spend, you know how much you should be investing, and you know how much you should be saving. Now, this is what you're supposed to be doing. The tough part is sticking with this, and this is where it takes a lot of financial discipline, which takes practice. But as soon as you start implementing this in your life, you are going to see a very quick transformation in the way you spend money and in the way that your finances look. This brings me to the third thing that you got to do if you want to start seeing that financial freedom and the wealth, which is now you got to take this money right here and you got to start investing it. So let's talk about the different ways that you can invest this money. The whole idea behind investing money is you are going to take your money or your time or both, but in this case I'm going to focus just on your money. You're going to take your money and you're going to use it to buy an asset. Now that you own this asset's going to be working hard 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to earn you more money, while you can go off and you can go to work, you can go on vacation, you can go to sleep, you can enjoy your life while your assets are working hard to earn you more money. So your goal, if you want to be wealthy, you want to be financially free, is to own as many assets as possible, because these assets are things that are going to be working hard to make you more money even when you're not working hard. Now, when it comes time for you to get paid from your assets, there's a couple different ways that you can get paid, and this is going to determine your investing strategy. One way that you can get paid is through appreciation, and the other way that you can get paid is through cash flow. Appreciation is when you buy something and then you sell it for a big profit. So let's say, for the sake of this example, you can go out and you can buy a nice property, and you bought this property for $100,000, and then 5 years later this property is worth $500,000. If you bought this property for $100,000, you sell it for $500,000, that $400,000 difference is your profit. That is what appreciation is. Cash flow is, now we'll stick with the property example, you buy a property and now you put a tenant in this property who is paying you rent every single month. Now this tenant might be paying you $1,500 a month, and this $1,500 a month is what's going into your pocket every single month. So now you're not trying to sell this property for a big profit, you just have this cash flow coming in every single month, and so it's like passive income. You have cash coming into your pocket every single month that you can use to live your life and enjoy your life, and here You're trying to just get that big payday at the end of your investment cycle. Now, these two things are not mutually exclusive from each other. Now, you can see cash flow and appreciation, but what you need to do is you got to know your investment goal. Are you more interested in achieving this type of cash flow so you can build up this monthly cash flow that you can use to fund your lifestyle? Or are you more interested in buying assets that have the opportunity to grow very quickly so you can hopefully achieve a big payday in the future? Personally, I like this because this has less risk for me and it will allow me to live my life the way I want, and I don't got to worry about traditional retirement planning because I have assets that are paying me every single month. This is great too, but you're also taking on more risk because there's a chance that this asset that you're buying will not go up in price. There's a chance that it will go down in price, and you don't know how long it's going to take for you to hit your investment goals. So while this could be a big payday, it could also not work out. And so depending on what you're investing in, you could be taking on a whole lot more risk here. The way that you can get this type of cash flow from your assets is by investing in things like rental properties and investing in dividend paying stocks. When you invest in rental properties, now you're going to own physical real estate. You might own a home, you might own an apartment complex, but you own some real estate that somebody's living in or using, and because they're living in or using your property, they're going to pay you every single month for living in or using a property. The great thing about this is you don't have like day-to-day work. You can hire a property manager to handle all the kind of busy work of managing your rental properties, but once you own the property, you own the asset. Now somebody's going to be using this for the rest of time, and they're going to be paying you rent every single month for using your asset. Same with dividends. The way dividends work is on the stock market, you can invest in companies. Well, some companies have a lot of cash in their bank account at the end of the year, and they don't know what to do with this cash. They don't want to invest this money back into their company because they don't know where to invest it. They don't want to just keep saving all this cash. So what they do is they share this money with the shareholders, investors, people like you who invest in this company. Most companies who pay dividends pay these out every 3 months. And so just because you invested in the right company, they're going to send you cash every 3 months just for investing with them. So it's the type of cash flow because you buy this company and they're going to send you cash every 3 months. If you're looking more for that appreciation, this is where you invest more in just stocks, because now you're looking to buy these stocks at a low price and you're looking to sell them at a high price. You heard the saying, buy low, sell high. This is what the stock market is all about. It's about investing in stocks, and you're hoping that these companies are going to grow, which will make the stock price more valuable, which will ultimately make your asset price more valuable. When you invest in real estate, you're looking for cash flow, unless you're looking just to buy and sell or flip, but we're just focusing on investing your money in the passive sense. Now, both of these can work in building your wealth and that financial freedom, but the key for any of this to work is you have to keep consistently investing your money, because what happens for a lot of people is first they get scared. They say, oh, I'll start investing my money when I have more money, or they'll start investing their money and then they get tired of investing. They don't see the returns that they want immediately, or they get scared and then they stop investing, they panic sell, and then they give up with investing and they say, I'm never going to invest again. The people who make the most money from their investments are not the people who are emotionally investing or the people that are panic selling. It's the people that understand that investing is a long-term game, and this is something that you have to consistently keep doing. That's why if you go back to the financial system that I talked about just a minute ago, the 75-15-10 plan, what you want to do from now on is create a system where anytime you get paid, your money is going to be going towards your investments. One of the easiest things that you can do if we're talking about the stock market, whether we're talking about for appreciation or for dividends, one of the easiest things you can do is just to create an automated system where anytime you get paid, money is automatically withdrawn from your paycheck or from your checking account or your savings account, and this money automatically goes into your investment portfolio. There are apps out there that help you do that. And so now, anytime you get paid, your money automatically gets invested. That way you create a system where your money is constantly working for you. If you want to build wealth, you have to factor out the emotion, you have to factor in the financials, and you have to understand that this is a long-term game that takes time and that takes consistency, because that's the only way that your money is going to have time to grow and compound. Now, if you are interested in learning more about the different ways that you can invest your money to build your wealth, our team has put together an amazing PDF that walks you through the financial education that you need, that walks you through investing your money, that walks you through how to use your money to build wealth and manage your money the right way. This PDF is completely free when you sign up for a daily newsletter. So if you want to read this PDF and learn how you can start using your money to build wealth, I'll put the link to how you can download this PDF for free in the description below. Now that you know how to save your money the right way, you have created a financial system and you know how to invest your money, the next thing that you're going to say is, wow, I have built a financial system. I'm seeing my investments work. How can I buy more assets even quicker? How can I build my wealth faster? Well, this is where you have to fuel the fire. The funny thing is, if you ask the majority of people who have financial problems what would fix their financial problems, almost everybody will tell you that if they earned more money, they would be able to fix all their financial problems. Because if I just made an extra $1,000 a month, now I'll be able to pay off all my debts. I will have more money to save. I'll have more money to invest. But what magically happens for so many people that as soon as they get a raise, they get a promotion, all of a sudden their expenses suddenly go up with the raise. Because as soon as you start making more money, you want to drive a nicer car, you want to go out to nicer dinners, you want to go out to nicer vacations. So as people make more money, so do their expenses. This goes to our mindset. And so the first thing you got to understand before you start earning more money is you got to understand how to use your money the right way. This means first saving your money smartly. This means creating a financial system. This means investing your money. And this means spending your money smartly. You got to know what you can afford. I kind of hinted at this earlier, but we live in this spending culture where people don't want to wait to actually afford what they can buy. They just want to buy it now because we have access to so much easy money through credit and credit cards and lines of credit and loans. And so we live in this spending culture where it is super easy, super accessible, and super normal for people to go out and buy things even if they can't afford them. Now, if you talk about you building your wealth and you achieving the financial freedom, you know that if you want to have that financial freedom, you need to be investing your money. And if you are constantly blowing all of your money on things that you don't need, that you cannot afford, that's not paying you with money that's not yours, you're never going to have any cash to actually invest to build you wealth. So what you need to do first is you want to stop buying things that you cannot afford with money that's not yours, that's not paying you. And now you want to spend more of your money buying things that's actually going to pay you. You want to spend more money to buy assets which are going to pay you for owning them. Once you do that, and now you want to fuel your fire, now it's all about how can you earn more money. Now if you go out and get a raise, now if you go out and get a promotion, now if you go out and start a side hustle, now if you go out and start a side business, now this extra money that you're earning is going to have way more power to you because you know how to use this money as a tool to build you wealth. This is what fueling the fire is all about. Once you understand how to use your money the right way, now you just got to fuel the fire. You got to look for ways to earn more money. If you love your job and you can work harder to get a promotion or a raise, do it. This is a great opportunity for you to earn more money because you know how to use this extra money the right way. If you don't, then you could go out and try to start a side hustle. There are way more opportunities than ever before on the internet because now you can make money on the internet doing so many different things. You can be a freelancer. You can start an e-commerce store. You can start a blog. You can start an Amazon store. There are so many different ways for you to make money on the internet. It's going to take time, but if you start devoting some time onto this, it will create another stream of income that you can use to funnel more money into your financial system. Now you know the path to wealth. What you got to do is you make money and then you invest this money and then you let your investments make you more money, which gives you more money to invest. So now if you want to fuel this fire, you just got to add more money here. That way you have more money to invest. And so now what is the way that you can make money? There's a ton of different ways that you can make money, whether it's on the internet or through your job. But this is where you got to figure out how can you fuel this fire so you have more money going towards your investments. Now finally, the fifth thing that you want to do if you want to achieve this sort of financial freedom and this wealth is you got to protect yourself and you got to protect your assets. Because as soon as people start to realize that you have money, they're going to try to take their hands, put it in your pocket, and take some of your money for themselves. I'm not just telling you this because I'm an attorney. I'm telling you this from experience. The first time I started investing in real estate, I had this property and the tenants thought that I was a super rich landlord, which I was not. And so they ended up suing me a few years after them living in my property because they claimed that the bathtub got too slippery when the water was on. It was a crazy lawsuit. They demanded like $150,000. And after a year or 2 years of going through this lawsuit and having my insurance fight them, they ended up getting next to nothing. And the tenants that sued my real estate company didn't even walk away with a penny because the judge said that this was a frivolous lawsuit. And during the lawsuit, what we also figured out was that the tenants didn't even slip and fall at our property. They claimed they fell at the property even though they had fallen somewhere else and they'd already disclosed this. And so it was just a whole bunch of kind of craziness, which is why you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself because we live in a litigious country where anybody can sue anybody for anything. attorney. If you want to learn more about this lawsuit, I already made a video where I talked about it, and I'll link that video for you in the description below. So how do you protect yourself? Well, first you got to have insurance. You want to have health insurance, home insurance, life insurance, car insurance. If you have a business, you want to make sure you have business insurance. If you're investing in real estate, you want to make sure you have rental property insurance. Then you want to make sure you have the right estate planning in place. Talk to an attorney, get a will, get a trust. These are things that tell the world that after you die, after you pass, how do you want your money and assets to be distributed? Because the last thing you want is for you to die and pass, and nobody knows how you wanted your money to be distributed. So now the government's going to come in and they're going to decide how to give away your money. The last person you want to decide how your money is given away is the government. So start thinking ahead. Protect yourself, protect your wallet, protect your wealth, and know how you want your assets distributed. You want to make sure you start thinking about this early. I know it's not really a fun topic, but this is something that you definitely want to be thinking about as you're building your wealth. If you enjoyed this video, here's the video on how to start generating passive income that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, download a free money management PDF. And as always, keep hustling. The thing about real estate investing, I'll tell you from personal experience, is in the beginning, it is not going to be passive. You have this kind of like hurdle that you have to jump over to understand how real estate investing works. But once you get over the hurdle, real estate investing can be completely passive